The legislation that we put forth did not make anybody happy with one bill. One bill made some people happy, another bill made other people happy. But overall, the balanced approach, I think, is one that Utahns can be proud of. It brought together Republicans, it brought together Democrats, it brought together independents, it brought together religious groups, and it brought together ethnic groups. Is everyone happy? No. In fact, the Republican Party, which I'm a part of, in several of their conventions, have asked us to repeal one of those bills. And they passed resolutions that were sent to the legislature asking us to do that. As recently as 2 days ago, I've had people in my office asking, are you willing to do what the constituents have asked you to do and repeal House Bill 116? My response, and I believe that's representative of the legislature, is yes, we are willing to repeal as long as we go forward with the actual wording that was passed in those conventions. And that is that we repeal and replace. We don't just get rid of this legislation, we replace it with something that's better. And no one expects that we have passed something that's perfect yet. We are willing to improve it. We will be willing to look at that, and we invite all parties to bring forward things that will make the legislation better. Until we find something better, until we have an alternative, I believe that the package that was presented by the Utah legislature was a good approach. It's been recognized around the nation as a good approach, and we have people inviting representatives of our state to lecture and to explain what we did in states around the country. And people are following our example, which happens frequently with initiatives begun in this great state of Utah. I think it's important that we think of some of the things that this country stands for, and I'm going to share a couple of thoughts that I brought with. First one by Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin said, "This will be the best security for maintaining our liberties. A nation of well-informed men who have been taught to know and prize the rights which God has given them cannot be enslaved." We all need to be educated. The more we learn about this situation, the more we learn about this problem, the more we realize that there's work to be done and that we all have something to offer. We have been the federal government has failed us in this matter. We knew that when we passed our legislation. They are now, because of this legislation in some of our neighboring states, looking at ways that they might again become involved in doing what, as Senator Garn indicated, is a federal responsibility. We cannot solve this alone in Utah. We can be a leader, however, in bringing this forth to the nation and showing ways that it might be resolved. Abraham Lincoln once said, "Freedom is not the right to do what we want, but what we ought." Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith, let us to the end dare to do our duty as we understand it. I believe Utahns have a duty to help bring this issue forward. The Utah Compact, which we espouse in our state, is one that is doing right and doing what we ought. Thank you all for your participation, and thank you for making Utah the best state in the nation.